Hi guys, welcome back to the Savage. What we're doing today, we're going to rebuild these forks. If you were watching the last video, we're going to rebuild the forks on the black bike, but these need doing as well. The reason we'll do the video with this bike is just we've got some new stanchions and as you might know, the reduced part here, it is 10 thousandths narrower in diameter than here, so they're easier to pass through the bottom yoke. Now these ones, because normally they are nacelle stanchions, these here are not very nicely finished. It's still got lathe marks in it. It is chrome, but it is a bit dull. And these ones, when they turned up, was a nice surprise. They're ground here as well, so they are much nicer. So we're going to put these stanchions in this one. We'll do the video with this one, and then these stanchions will go in the black bike or eventually get in a cell, and that part will be covered up. Okay, let's get him on his working stand. That's the first thing we do. And also what we're going to do here is, you'll see it better in a minute, we have got the wrong sliders on here, the wrong bottoms. When I built the bike, we did not have the right ones. We have got some other ones, so we'll replace it with these ones. Alright, let's lift them up. It's my little lifting device. Oh yeah, there we go, the old bobber. I built it a few years ago. There's a lot of stainless on it, all these oil seal holders, all the fittings, all the hardware, it's all stainless. Then you only have to make it once. Alright, I'll bring it back when he's on the stand. Right, he's on the stand now. I'll give you a quick show around the bike first, before and discuss what we need to take off. There he is. I call him my number one. I bought this bike when I was 18, and the black bike was the donor bike when I first bought this, because it had a lot of problems. And over the years, he had a few engines, a few different forks. The only thing that always stayed the same is the old Harley seat, it's a WA, and the sprung up with a 16 on the back. The things that we made for it. Little stainless steel battery box. These hinges, they're welded with a rod, you know, with an arc welder. And you've got to stop in time, otherwise you weld the hinge together. And put these little, it's got a welding rod inside of it as hinge, and yeah, I made all this. It's all stainless. All the tank mounts, they're you know, it's a little chopper tank I made a new tunnel for it, and it uses still the original system with the mounts. They're all stainless as well. Yeah, what else is in there? Cleaver spin, again I made that, stainless. All the nuts are stainless. That's still an old one. I need to make another one for those. And the back mudguard, well, it's not an original one, it's an Indian copy. Because of the 16-inch wheel, naturally they have got quite a lot of ground clearance, clearance between the mudguard and the tyre. I put a 1-inch drop in this mudguard, so it appears standard, but he's not. But don't worry, we used an Indian mudguard because he's wider for the tyre, and the arc is tightened up, so he fits around the tyre better. And as you can see it here, if you know your pre-units, that plate here has got an inch. I welded these, I made new plates for these. Normally this sits about there, so the mudguard got a 1 inch drop in it. I like my catalysts. Right, what else have we got on here? Yeah, we welded some bosses in these tanks so we can use these badges. It's got twin leading 7 inch front brake. Now we're gonna, you're gonna use the other legs, I'm gonna have to modify it. But what I'll do is I'll make a separate video how to install a 7 inch twin leading shoe in a pre-unit. They're an absolute brilliant brake. You do not need the 8 inch one. 7 inch is fine. This is a later hub. It's 65 with the reinforcement ring, but you can use that brake plate in the standard 7 inch drum as well, and I'll explain in the next video how you get that in there, because this one, on these legs here, it has got the abutment for the cable on the end of the leg, you know, as part of the fork. And I made this adjuster here, curved it slightly, so we're missing the original abutment here, and the cable runs nice and straight, and we made another, is it gone, another abutment there, so the cable runs inboard of the lever rather than on top of the lever. It's nice and straight. It misses everything, and that is a good solution. Now the other legs that we're going to fit have not got this abutment. We'll be using the original abutment again, what means I have to alter the brake cable, and here where it passes this boss here, it is going to be really tight, but we'll do a separate video how to get past this bit if you want to install a 7 inch brake on a pre-unit twin leading shoe, I mean. Okay, first thing to do is we've got to take the tank off, because we have got I'll show you. We have got our horn buttons. Oops, there we go. We got our horn buttons here with the electrics running inside the handlebars, so we need to undo the wiring underneath the tank to take the handlebars off. If you see, oops. So these little horn buttons here, they're stainless as well. I made them, you know. One is the horn, and the other one is a dip switch relay for the headlight. What is really handy, it is, even with your gloves on, it is tick 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 tick. It is really quick to change from high gear to low gear. I could do a little video about these as well, how to wire that up. Yeah, it's just very quick. Normally these buttons here, they are crimped on. Now I cannot make them crimped on, so what I did, inside here, you can see it, there's a thread, but deeper in the button I machined the thread away, and the same with, also focus, so we had to make all these little contacts and everything like that. There's thread on here, and then the thread is machined away behind it, so you screw, it's hard to do on it, so you screw the button on, and when it gets past the thread, you can hear it tick there, it comes loose, it turns into a button. Right, a handy thing to have a dip switch relay for your headlight. It's a very usable bike. I ran him for nearly 40 years now, I would say. Yeah. I never had a modern bike. I just used my old Triumphs, you know. All right, let's get the tank off. Then we can disconnect the handlebars, the electrics, and then we can start on the forks. Right, let's take the tank off. We already undid the fuel lines. This here is probably my favourite little tool. It's a later triumph of the original toolkit. If you can find one of these, get one of these. They're brilliant. I would say it's tactile. You get in everywhere. You get in between your base studs as well. It's ideal for that. It's the original Triumph toolkit tools. They're fantastic. You know, these things. That's about the only tool you will not screw up. These original, well, it's a valve cap actually. Anything else, just screw the heads up. These things are absolutely brilliant. They're worth getting. Well, let's get this tank off. Right, let's get the tank off. And the thing about steering damper, you know, your handlebars straight when you're taking tanks off. I've looked underneath here since the last rebuild, so let's have a look. Oh, that's got a lot of petrol left in it. There we go. All of these are all stainless, the bolts, the step bolts, like the original standard bolts. Yeah, they're all stainless. Right, let's go see. I can't remember how I wired it up. It's a while ago. See how we can undo the feed for the handlebars. If I've been clever about it, it should be a separate little wiring loom. Let's hope. There he is. Right. Yeah, so all the fasteners in stainless, they're all Whitworth. So you only need, so there's no AF on the bike whatsoever. When you take a toolkit with you, when you go travelling, it saves a lot on not bringing half a garage worth of tools. I absolutely hate it when there is bits of metric, bits of AF and bits of Whitworth on a bike. You just end up bringing so many tools. So when I made it all, it's this is step bolts for the tank. Even a little hole in there so you can wire them up so you don't lose them. Standard ones have not got that. Let's get this off. We're nearly ready for taking the handlebars off. Right. Get the brake cable out of the way. The yokes, they are parallel yokes. Normally you've got an included angle in the yokes, what brings the forks a bit further out. These are duplex, I think. Yeah, the duplex. They are straight, a parallel. And then afterwards, because I noticed some of the early units, after the duplex, they go back to the included angle in the yokes. So Triumph couldn't make up their mind what they were doing. This one also slightly modified. Normally has got a small cup the rigids, got a small cup on the top for the ball bearings. But this bike, when I bought it, it had a crash. It had 7-inch overs, forks in it, no, chop, and the neck got right at the top, got slightly stretched, only ever so slightly. And the original cups, they only go in by about 1/4 of an inch. So I made this cup, well, the race is inside of it, and I made a lot longer neck. It comes to about here. So it's nice and central. No, we weld it. Did we weld that? No, yeah, but the neck is a lot longer, so that makes it stable again. And at the same time, it's the same as the later bikes with the big cups. The frame, that was another time. We have used this bike a lot. We used to take it drag racing, and also we had like quite a lot of sidecars in it. The front brake lug, the front frame lug rather, he snapped here. I'll bring you in. Yeah, the frame broke here, and I never saw it. I never seen it because the crack was about 2 millimeters under the casting. And what happened is when they brazed this lug on, they didn't sweat it out. It did not have enough braze on it, you know, it didn't have a nice radius on the braze. So what created the stress point here, and it cracked because for quite a while I did not know whether I was imagining things. I felt that the bike was slightly vague. I shimmed the sprung hub on the back. I've done all sorts to it, and you know, when things are getting gradually worse, sometimes you think, you know, was it ever any better? So, and anyway, I was doing some work on the cylinder head years ago, so it was on the stand, same thing. I never noticed it. A week later, the frame broke and the bike sagged, and yeah, and then it was really wobbly. So I put quite difficult to repair, because you got the dimple here for so where's it gone? Yeah, you got the dimple here for the dynamo. So when you debraze the lug to slide it down, you can't slide it down because it gets stuck on this dimple, and you can't slide it up because it's a tapered tube. And you need to get it off to make the repair. So what I had to do is I had to cut it in half, cut through the casting. Then I could slide it down far enough, just make it loose, you know, just open it up a tiny little bit. And then I put a tapered slug in it. Well, tapered at the bottom, parallel at the top, because you can't get a taper in here because it's the other way. Plug welded it, then weld around it, smoothened it off, then slid the casting back into place, put a dummy engine in it so to get the location, pinched it back together again, welded the casting back together with a MIG, and then after all of that was done, pinned it again and rebrazed it, and now he's got a nice radius. So we done that repair 5 years ago, and yeah, it's good. In the meantime, we had sidecars on it again, and yeah, it ain't going anywhere. So you can't tell whatsoever that was a broken frame. There we go. Okay, let's crack on getting these handlebars off. U-bolts, I made these as well. Stainless again. The stem nuts, stainless. Alright, let's get on. nice original throttle, brass, no plastic. These handlebar grips, they were new 5 years ago. Look at the state of them. The rubber is just, the quality is so poor. It's unbelievable. But I got some new rubber, so I'll put some new ones on. Right. Here's a little tip when you want to get your clutch or your brake cables off. I'm sure everybody got their own idea, or probably leave it in the comments if you do it the same way as I do. Line them up, pull the clutch in, let go, and then you can have them on the outside, on the edge. Pull it again. There we go. Taking the adjuster off. And the same way for popping it back on again. Gets in everywhere, that little spanner. Oh, before I forget, drain the forks whilst we're doing this. Don't forget to take these out, the little fillers. You just snap them off if we go through there. Already undid them. Right, just got to take the mud guard off. This is going to be slightly difficult because somebody had a bright idea to fit a 4-inch tyre on the front, and the mudguard mounts, they catch on the tyre, so we need to turn the legs to let the wheel out. Now the good thing is that the legs we're going to replace it with, these have got the lugs on the back as it should be, and then even with the wider tyre in the future it'll just come straight out. Little top hats, so this can spin when the bolts are tight. Got a few tail extra on this side here. Okay, we have temporarily suspended the mudguard on some bungees. Now if you got a standard tyre in it, you would not need to do this, because these 4 mudguard brackets here, we need to turn the legs, and hopefully after I fit these other ones we will not have to do that anymore. Even the big wheel will come straight out, I hope. So that's in the way. For this. Okay, so now we're back to standard again, and the normal forks procedure. Right, what you want to do is you want to make sure the oil seal holders come undone first. They can be incredibly tight on these threads. These are stainless, and I do grease them underneath, but they haven't been off for quite a few years. The best thing to do is either put the wheel back in again, and then they're much easier to work on. Yeah, just to recap, make sure you take the fillers out, so don't forget them, and make sure that you can get the oil seal holders, that they come undone first. It's better to crack them loose when it's still on the bike, especially when it's a bike that hasn't been apart for a long time. These things can be extremely tight. These are stainless, so it's not too bad, and I grease the threads when I put it together. But when you've got the original ones, the steel ones, and the tool to undo them is, you can only put so much force on them. It's well possible that you're going to have to put some heat on these to get them undone. But the best thing you do first is, before you take any of the spring tension off, is make sure that your damper bolts here at the bottom, that they come undone. The little drain plug at the bottom, it's got a little pin on it what locates in the slot. You see it when I pull the dampers out. We'll talk about it properly, and we'll talk about the action of the dampers as well. I'll show you that, and the amount of travel. It's 6 inches. That's the travel of the forks, and it's controlled by the length of the damper rod, damper tube rather. So there is a slot in there, but if it hasn't been undone for a long time, sometimes they snap off, sometimes they're not there. So if it's an unknown quantity, make sure the bolts come loose when there is still a bit of tension of the spring onto the fork leg. Otherwise it spins round and you can't get the bolt out. So just make sure you take these out first before you do anything at the top. So you already cracked these are fine. Hey, I can't see what I'm doing. Because if there's no tension on it, and say the pins are not in it, they'll just spin round and you're stuck. If you would have that problem, and normally the thread is quite good here, because it always sits in oil. If you can't get them undone, or you just keep going and they don't come out, put a small ratchet strap onto the yoke and pull them up and get the spring as tight as possible, and that's the only chance you got to get these out without it spinning around inside. You could drop the leg off, but this is the safe way of doing it. That's one. Now you decide to drain. So these are legs of a 500, and they are shorter. Normally they have not got these, if some people know their forks, normally they have not got these lugs on the front. I welded these on to have the old style mudguard brackets. The later ones do away with the front bracket.